Welcome back YouTuber to my channel of an everyday life of an Aspie. I'm AspieAnswersAll. I'm all about creating mental health and awareness versus sharing my life stories of my journey with Asperger's syndrome, OCD and the like, so that you can know me more under these diagnoses or masks of these, so that you can know me more of a person than just the person behind the screen with Asperger's syndrome. I also create mental health and awareness versus tips and advice versus also motivational videos, and some of these tips and advice, as I clearly shared so many times before, are based on my life experiences versus just my training in general of what I've done through Youthline or any other training that may be of beneficial to you. Or just to bear in mind also, some of the tips and advice may not be beneficial to you but some others, so please bear in mind to what I share may be of help to me and to others around you. So just respect some of this, and also just to create this actually user friendly as much as possible of this channel. So in all further ado guys, I'm doing a how to series right now again, and this one's about how to handle an autistic child's behaviour. Basically it's broken down into 9 methods right now, and right now I have covered so far before I continue. It's part 1, lack of responsiveness. Part 2, coping with language and communication problems. Part 3 is your avoiding self-induced behaviours. Part 4, reducing anxiety. Part 5, handling children's stimming. Part 6 is basically addressing handling children's stimming. Part 7 is all about handling their meltdowns and tantrums, and now this is part 8, which is obviously addressing food sensitivities. So let's begin this before I run out of time. So as you know, basically sometimes with people that are on the autistic spectrum, or even just other children with special needs, will have some sort of food sensitivities or food allergies of certain extent of certain foods, and we need to be real and actually know what ones are the ones that are the culprit for causing these. So therefore, as I shared before, that in some parts also I've broken down to some more parts about AS and food, especially for some of this part of this what I'm addressing right now also. So hopefully this will be beneficial, and also just to be in mind also with this, I'm broken down into 9 parts for an easy follow up of what isn't included in this, as well as also disclaimer out there, I'm just an everyday Joe blogs also that's just sharing her life stories, as well as just tips and advice of what she's learnt through her Youthline training, regardless what it may be, and hopefully that some of it will be beneficial to you. So method 8, as I said, let's begin this of the addressing food sensitivities before I run out of time, is number 1, be realistic. Many autistic individuals may often have food allergies or sensitivities. They can be extremely picky eaters. Many people will notice that they are picky eaters, but they can't help it. You've got to remember that there are reasons why that may be acting this way. So you've got to rule out, is it a food sensitivity, food allergy problem, or are they really misbehaving? Or is it because there's something about that behaviour that's causing them not to eat at all or become picky or what have you? You need to rule out everything before you tend to make the bottom line of assumption that they're just picky eaters. Many people just tend to make that mistake of that assumption, and it gets to that point now that as I said, that you need to do your homework to why your child, if you have a child with special needs especially, that has these food sensitivities, food allergies, to maybe know what to do. So this is why I'm here today about this. You need to make sure also that the child gets enough nutrition from all those essential food groups that is important in their diet, but you also need to know you don't want to fight with your child every meal time when they refuse any type of food that you give them, regardless of what it may be. So keep your expectations reasonable for your child. So advice here is, eating enough food is more important than eating nutritious food. Eating a fairly balanced diet is more important than eating a wide variety of foods. See if your child can handle eating gummy vitamins if their diet is very limited. Also to bear in mind also, as I shared before, that sometimes with some of the diets that has been introduced to some children with special needs, be it organic diet versus maybe elimination diet versus paleo diet, I know some has claimed that when they've been eliminating certain foods and adding certain foods that they thought was of value to that child, they thought to seeing some improvement of the child's behaviour versus their thinking patterns and everything else in between. Number 2, distinguish between allergies and sensitivities. There is a difference between allergies and food sensitivities. I brought this up about it in this little how-to guide, which I'm going to bring out soon to you guys to understand more of the differentiation between the both of these terms. Anyway, as you know, if your child gets sick after eating a certain food, there may be a reason beyond that sensitivity. Many autistic children may suffer from gastrointestinal problems, as well as leaky gut syndrome, as I said, or just common allergies to common foods like your milk and gluten. Talk to your doctor to determine which foods should not be served at all during meal times. Number 3, always pay attention to your child's sensitivities. Whenever possible, try to determine whether why your child dislikes a particular food item. Is it the texture that they don't like? Is it the flavour? Is it the colour? Involve your child by asking the child some questions about it. What makes the food so disgusting? After all, your child involvement makes the world of good for you and your child, so you can create peace and harmony between you both, and then hopefully maybe you don't make that same mistake for maybe what they don't like, because you may be able to serve the same ingredients in a different way and make everyone happy. It's all about creating balance and all that. Okay, advice here though, note that autistic children may struggle particularly with mixed up foods like stews and casserole. Autistic children often like the touch and taste of individual ingredients before deciding whether or not to eat them, and these dishes will make it difficult for them to do so though. Another one is also, an advice here is offer some seasonings on the side so that each person can season a meal to taste. For example, if your wife likes spicy spaghetti and your daughter cries when given spice, place the spice shakers on the table instead of mixing the spice into the sauce. Number 4, be patient and don't pressure. Many children become more interested in expanding their horizons when they aren't facing constant parental pressure to do so. So, give them time, patience, and guide them through it. You never know. They might likely to love you for it in the end. 5, allow your child to play with their food. I know it may sound really, really annoying, but some child with special needs, especially autistics, especially may need the feel to touch, smell, lick, play with their food before eating it. Don't squash these tendencies out of a misguided concept about table manners. These quirks may ultimately lead your child to eat a greater variety of foods later on. Number 6, involve our child in food preparation. Preparing meals can be fun, and your child may be more likely to eat the foods they help you to make. For example, consider making homemade pasta butcher. You're going to find kneading and tossing the dough, making faces with the vegetables and taste throughout the process. Limit certain tastes or textures as you go. If your child hates the texture of chunky tomato pieces, puree them. Number 7, offer a variety of choices. Let your child know that it's acceptable not to like certain foods. Instead of putting broccoli directly on their plate, offer the choice broccoli, spinach, or asparagus. When your child comes to the grocery store, let them pick out some of their favourite vegetables or fruits. Giving your child some control may make mealtime feel like less like a battle for you and your child, and then obviously again more peace and harmony in that food groups. Anyway, that ends basically the real short and brief addressing food sensitivities. Give me the like for thumbs up for support. Comment below if I've missed anything on this part about addressing food sensitivities. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, AspieAnswersAll. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Feel free to share these around to family and friends. And all further ado, do what you love what you do. Until next time, Aspie signing out.